हेलो एवरीबॉडी। 450 तक के मैंने वन वर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूशंस बना दिए थे क्विक रिवीजन पर्पज़ के लिए। तो 450 से आगे का मैं बना देता हूँ, देखते हैं कितना कर पाते हैं आज। 451 देखिए, ए पर्सन हु लिव्स बाय हिमसेल्फ इज ए पर्सन हु लिव्स बाय हिमसेल्फ इज कॉल्ड रिक्लूज, RECLUSE। ठीक है। 452 एन असेंबली ऑफ वर्शिपर्स इज कॉल्ड कॉन्ग्रीगेशन। ठीक है। 453 ए हेवी कंटिन्यूस फॉल ऑफ रेन इज कॉल्ड डाउन पावर, TOWNPOUR। 454 ए पब्लिक इंस्टीट्यूशन फॉर द केयर एंड प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ अ चिल्ड्रन विदाउट पेरेंट्स इज कॉल्ड ऑर्फनेज। 455 एन इंस्क्रिप्शन ऑन अ टॉम्ब इज कॉल्ड एपिटाफ। 456 ए मैन ऑफ एविल रेपुटेशन इज कॉल्ड नोटोरियस। 457 ए डेकोरेटिव रिंग ऑफ ए फ्लावर्स एंड लीव्स इज कॉल्ड रेथ, WREATH, रेथ। ओके। 458 shaking movement of a ground is called tremor. 459 a game in which no one wins is called draw. 460 the art of making maps and a chart is called cartography. 461 animals that can live on a land and a water is called amphibians. 462 completing a period of 100 years is called centennial. 463 a figure with many angles or sides is called polygon. 464 a list of things to be discussed at a meeting is called agenda. 465 a large number of fish swimming together is called shoal, SHOL. ठीक है। 466 a room or a building for the preservation of the plants is called plantain. 467 liable to be easily broken is called brittle. 468 a principle or a standard by which anything is or can be judged is called criteria. 469 a person who is self-centered is called egoist. 470 a word that reads the same as a backward or a forward is called palindrome. 471 the firing of many guns at the same time to mark an occasion is called a fusillade. 472 a person who supports or speaks in a favor of something is called advocate. 473 one living on vegetables is called vegetarian. 474 an extract from the book of writing is called excerpt, EXCERPT. 475 a person who files a suit is called plaintiff. 476 a person who abstains completely from alcoholic drinks is called teetotaler. 477 a long poem based on a noble theme is called epic. 478 one who lives both in a land as well as in a water is called amphibian. 479 a strong dislike is called animosity. 480 the take a great pleasure is called revel, 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 take a great pleasure, revel. 481 the practice of having a many wives is called polygamy. The practice of having a many wives is called polygamy. 482 not likely to be easily pleased is called fastidious. 483 a professional soldier hired to serve in a foreign army, mercenary. 484 uh, 484 a collection of slaves is called coffle, COWFLE. 485 one who is always doubting is called a skeptic, SCEPTIC. 486 one who suffers his services of his own free will is called volunteer. 487 a person who repairs broken window glasses is called glazier. 488 the art of a beautiful handwriting is called calligraphy. 489 a writing or a speech in a praise of someone is called eulogy. 490 loss of memory is called amnesia. 491 a speech made without preparation is called extempore. 492 a speaker's platform is called podium. 493 science of practice of map drawing is called cartography. 494 motive or incitement to action is called incentive. 495 a short tip or excursion is called jaunt, JAUNT. Speech which is not audible is called inaudible. 497 partner in a crime is called accomplice. 498 a state where no law and order exist is called anarchy. 499 to free completely from blame is called exonerate. 500 estimation of things worth is called appraisal. 501 a supplement to will is called codicil, CODICIL. Okay. 502 a person who collects coins is called numismatist. 503 a favoritism granted in a politics or a business to relatives is called nepotism. 504 a word or a practice that has gone out of use is called obsolete. 505 a person who works for an employer for a fixed period of time in order to learn the particular skills needed in their job is called apprentice. 506 a part of the word that can be pronounced separately is called syllable. 507 relating to kinship with the father is called patrilineal. 508, a special fondness or a liking for is called propensity. 509, something that might happen in the future is called contingency. 510, affecting or relating to cows is called bovine. 511, a drink usually made from a mixture of one or more alcoholic drinks is called cocktail. और एक चीज़ मैं बता दूँ, आपने मॉकटेल का नाम सुना? मॉकटेल, तो मॉकटेल जो होते हैं ना, वो अल्कोहलिक ड्रिंक्स के मिक्सचर नहीं होते, वो सॉफ्ट ड्रिंक्स के जो मिक्सचर होते हैं ना, उसको बोलते हैं मॉकटेल. 512, पासिंग आउट ऑफ यूज इज कॉल्ड ऑब्सोलेसेंट. 513, the act of speaking about one's thoughts when one is alone is called soliloquy. SOLILOQUY. 514, all the arts, beliefs, and the social institutions, etc., characteristics of a race is called civilization. 515, small pieces of a metal that fly out from an exploding bomb is called shrapnel. 516, person believing in a free will is called a libertarian. Okay, libertarian. 517, hole excavated by an animal as a dwelling is called burrow, BURROW. Pertaining to ship is called bovine. 519 देखते हैं. To remove an objectionable part from the book is called expurgate, EXPURGATE. 520, a doctor who specializes in a disease of a nose is called rhinologist. 521, a man knows a lot about things like food, music, and art is connoisseur. COOISSEUR. 522, a wooden object used for connecting animals that are pulling a vehicle is called yoke, YOKE. 523, having a stale smell or a taste is called rancid, RANCID. 524, material that changes naturally by the action of a bacteria is called biodegradable. 525, government by the few is called oligarchy. 526, the study of the caves is called speleology. 527, a fictitious name, especially one assumed by the author, is called pseudonym. 528, animal that eat flesh is called omnivorous. 529, a speech delivered without any preparation is called extempore. 530, a drug or other substance that induces sleep is called sedative. 531, animals which suckle their young is called mammals. 532, beyond correction is incorrigible. 533, an event that causes a great harm to dams is called disasters. 534, a book written by unknown is called anonymous. 535, inflammation of the gums is called gingivitis. 536, a widespread scarcity of a food is called famine. 537, a poem of 14 lines is called sonnet, SONNET. 538, wild imagination is called fantasy. 539, an allowance made to wife by her husband when they are legally separated is called alimony. 540, one who believes everything he or she hears is called credulous. 541, incapable of error is called infallible. 542, people of no fixed abode is called nomads. Okay. 543, a person who can make himself or herself feel at home in any country is called cosmopolitan. 544, code of diplomatic etiquette and precedence is called protocol. 545, that which makes it difficult to recognize the presence or the real nature of something is called camouflage, CAMOUFLAGE. The full agreement of all members is called unanimously. Short speech or a poem given at the end of a play or a book is called epilogue. Accidental good fortune is called fluke, FLUKE. 549, lack of a feeling is called apathy, APATHY, apathy. 550, brought back to mind is called reminiscent, REMINISCET. A person who drives our motor cars is called chauffeur, CHAUFFEUR. A small village or a group of houses is called hamlet. 553, a person who loves everybody is called altruist. 554 देखिए, person leading a life of a strict self-discipline is called ascetic. 555, one who is neither intelligent nor dull is called mediocre. 556, that which can be drunk is a potable. 557, a government run by official is called bureaucracy. 558, one who does something for the first time is called pioneer, a path pradarshak. 559, one who plays for pleasure rather than as a professional is called amateur, बल्कि शौक के लिए करता है, AMATEUR. 560, free somebody from a blame or a guilt is called exonerate, आरोप से मुक्त करते हैं ना. 561, underground place for storing wine or other provision is called cellar, CELLAR. 562, a list of explanation of a rare, technical or absolute words is called glossary. 563, study of the interaction of the people with their environment is called philosophy. 564, incapable of being tired is called indefatigable, INDEFATIGABLA. Guilty of a crime is called culpable. That which cannot be reached is called inaccessible. 567, a person who collects and or studies stamps is called philatelist. 568. People at a religious gathering is called congregation. 569. Government by the wealthy is called plutocracy. 570. Branch of a medicine concerned with the children and their illness is called pediatrics. 571. Pay attention. Glance at. 572. One who is rather fastidious is called meticulous. 573. A written declaration of a government or a political party is called manifesto. 574. Worth eating is called edible. 575. A person who wastes his money or a luxury is called extravagant. 576. A medicine that softens the balls is called laxative. 577. Sentimental longing for a period in a past is called nostalgia. 578. A person employed to drive a private or a hired car is called chauffeur. 579. A person who always run after a woman is called philanderer. 580. Relating to country of west is called occidental. OCCIDENTL. A partner in a crime is called accomplice. Okay. 582. A person who leaves one country to settle another is called immigrant. EMIGRANT. 583. House or a shelter of a gypsy caravan. Okay. CRVN. I don't know the pronunciation. My pronunciation may be wrong. मेरा pronunciation गलत भी हो सकता है. I don't know. इसलिए प्लीज़ pronunciation जो मैं word pronounce कर रहा हूँ ना तो वो शायद गलत हो सकते हैं. मुझे पता नहीं, मैंने check नहीं किया. तो जैसे मुझे आ रहा है मैं वैसे कर रहा हूँ. अगर कुछ गलत होगा किसी का प्रोनाउंसिएशन तो प्लीज़ कमेंट करके बता देना. ठीक है. तो मुझे भी पता चल जाएगा. ओके. 584 देखते हैं. वन हु डील्स इन अ फ्लावर इज कॉल्ड ए फ्लोरिस्ट. 585. A man who has a more than one wife at a time is called polygamist. 586. One who eats no animal flesh is called a vegetarian. 587. A woman whose husband is dead is called widow. 588. One who helps people by giving them money or other aid is called benefactor. 589. The group, especially in arts, regarded as being the most experimental is called avant-garde. अत्याधुनिक. AVANTGRADE. 590. A method of boiling briefly to cook food slightly is called parboil. PARBOIL. 591. A highly skilled musician is called a virtuoso. 592. A person who believes that only selfishness motivates a human action is called cynic. 593. A cluster of flowers on a branch is called inflorescence. 594. Believe in many gods is called polytheism. 595. Design made by the putting together of colored pieces of glass or stones is called mosaic. 596. Poem in a short stanza narrating a popular story is called ballad. Pietability. And the schedule of a travel is called itinerary. 598. Something which lasts forever is called eternal. 599. A policy that segregates people on the basis of a race is called apartheid. 600. A particular method of working is called modus operandi. 601. 601. Walking asleep is called somnambulism. 602. A person employed as a car driver for an important person is called chauffeur. Okay. 603. Fear of telling lies is called a mythophobia. 604. A fear of a closed but dark places is called claustrophobia. 605. Feeling annoyed at the sight of unfair treatment is called indignant. 606. Unwelcome aspect of a situation is called a flip side. 607. Imposed a restriction on, constrained. 608. One who hates mankind is called misanthrope. 609. To free a person by verdict of a not guilty is called acquit. 610. To secure a boat by attaching it to an anchor is called moor, MWR. 611. To try to settle a dispute between two other parties is called mediate. 612. A vivacious and a lively experience is said to be scintillating, chamchamati. Wildly unreasonable, illogical or ridiculous is called absurd. Constant efforts to achieve something is called perseverance. The plant and the vegetation of a region is called flora. 616. A 14-line poem is called sonnet. 617. Showing a dislike of anything improper is called prim. 618. A person who leaves his own country in order to go and live in another is called immigrant. EMIGRANT. 619. That which cannot be avoided is called inevitable. Artist, musical or a dramatic interpretation is called rendition. RENDITION. Walking in a sleep is called somnambulism. 622. Especially skilled in storytelling is called a raconteur. Raconteur. I don't know the pronunciation, guys. RACONTEUR. Raconteur. I think excuse me. Counting for a long period of time without interruption is called perpetual. 624. Speech of a great importance and gravity is called momentous. 625. man who helps a stranger or a person in difficulty is called a Samaritan. Samaritan. 626. A planned route or a journey is called itinerary. 627. A story in which animals or objects speak and give a wholesome moral reasons is called fable. 628. Act of injuring another's reputation by any slanderous communication is called defamation. 629. A recurrent compulsive urge to steal is called kleptomania. 630. Not suitable for eating is called inedible. 631. A person who enters without any invitation is called intruder. 632. A person involving too much official formalities is called red tapeism. 633. Medical study of skin and its disease is called dermatology. 634. The burial of a corpse is called interment. 635. Conferred as an honor is called honorary. 636. One who makes an official examination of the accounts is called auditor. 637. A person who deliberately sets fire to the building is called arsonist. 638. That which cannot be effaced is called indelible. 639. To free someone from all blames is called exonerate. 640. One who does not believe in the existence of a god is called atheist. 641. One who has a long experience is called veteran. Veteran leaders. We have actually word the word veteran. A veteran leader. Okay. Lal Bahadur Shastri. Murli Manohar Joshi is a veteran leader. मतलब उनको बहुत experience है उसमें. Okay. 642. One who is too careless to plan for the future is called improvident. 643. Of one's own free will is called voluntary. 644. One who runs away from justice or the law is called fugitive. 645. One who is skillful is called dexterous. 646. A person who deserves all praise is called laudable. 647. A study of ancient things is called archaeology. 648. Someone who is designated to hear both sides of a dispute and make a judgment is called arbitrator. 649. Make bail by excluding fight is called atulate. 650. Opinion contrary to accept a doctrine is called hearsay. 651. A person who agrees to work for somebody in order to learn a skill is called apprentice. 652. That which cannot be avoided is called inevitable. 653. One who is concerned with the welfare of the other is called altruist. 654. To die without making a will is called intestate. 655. A reserve for animals, birds, etc. in their natural habitat is called sanctuary. 656. The area of a medicine that treats illness of the bones is called orthopedics. 657. One who knows many languages, polyglot. 658. Records of the historical events is called archives. 659. A person who looks at the bright side of the things is called optimist. 660. Study of skin and its diseases is called dermatology. नेक्स्ट देखते हैं 661. Remedy of all disease is called panacea. 662. An excessive fear of a confined space is called claustrophobia. 663. A person who is long experienced or practiced in an activity or capacity is called veteran. 664. Pretended attack is called feint. Feint. 665. A land fit for growing crops is called arable. Arable. 666. A thing fit to be eaten is called edible. 667. One who suffers for one's faith is called martyr. Martyr. Shahid. 668. A child secretly changes for another in infancy is called changeling. 669. The branch of medical science which deals with the problems of the old is called geriatrics. 670. An image without objective reality is called hallucination. 671. A mournful poem or a song is called elegy. That which is arranged by conferring or discussing is called seminar. 673. Something that is difficult to understand, incomprehensible. 674. Chief or a commander of army is called general. 675. One who cannot be corrected is called incorrigible. 676. Put side by side is called juxtapose. 677. One who pretends to be what he is not is called impostor. 678. A container for the ashes of a dead person is called urn. 679. To put two and two together is called symbiosis. 680. No longer in existence or use is called obsolete. 681. To destroy completely is called annihilate. 682. A song sung at the death of a person is called elegy. 683. A person who has had one or more limbs removed is called amputee. Amputee. 684. One who is known widely but unusually unfavorably is called notorious. 685. A statement in which you say the same thing twice in a different words is called tautology. Tautology. 686. Rub or wipe out is called efface. Efface. 687. The period of between two regions is called era. 688, a person who is a very selective, disgusted easily, and is hard to please is called fastidious. Not likely to be easily pleased is called fastidious. 689, an error in misprint in printing or writing is called erratum. ERRATUM. 690, a person extremely desirous of money is called avaricious. AVARICIOUS, मतलब लालची, धन का लालची. 691, too willing to obey other people is called subservient. 692, introductory part or lines to discuss or play. Prologue, PROLOGUE. 693, intentional damage to arrest production is called sabotage. A handsome man is called Adonis. ADONIS. 695, a cinema show held in afternoon is called matinee. 696, animal living in water is called aquatic. 697, a person who steals the writing of others is called plagiarist. PLAGIARIST. 698, one who compiles a dictionary is called lexicographer. 698, 699, someone not fit to be chosen is called ineligible. 700, art of working with the metals is called metallurgy. ठीक है. 700 से आगे का जो है कुछ और 200 रह गए हैं, तो मैं उसको नेक्स्ट वीडियो में बना दूंगा. ये जो मैं वीडियोस बना रहा हूँ ना, क्विक रिवीजन के लिए बना रहा हूँ, तो मतलब आप ऐसा सुनते रहिएगा, आपको जल्दी याद हो जाएगा, जल्दी मेमोराइज हो जाएगा. और कैसा है या क्या इम्प्रूवमेंट किया जाना चाहिए वो मुझे प्लीज़ कमेंट करके बताइएगा आप लोग प्लीज़. ओके, सो वेरी वेरी थैंक यू वंस अगेन.